Oh, I'm losing daylight fast. Okay. Hi. I wanted to talk a bit about this novel I read a few months ago and fell in love with. This is called Dot Monster Revolution, and this is a novel heavily inspired by Digimon and just like that 90s era. Oh my god, a thread! Can you see that? You can't see that, but I can see that. I know it's there. And so I want to talk a bit about my relationship to Digimon because that's connected to how I found this novel. So, growing up, like when I was like a lot younger, I never really watched Digimon. I was kind of more into Pokemon, and not that the two necessarily needed to be compared with each other, but I mean, I was a kid and I was, really into Pokemon, and then this thing Digimon came out, and I just like was under the impression, like a lot of people, that it was just like a knockoff of Pokemon, and it was like a cheap imitation and, not worth my time. And I mean, it wouldn't be until much later in life that I realized how wrong I was. But that's a video for a different time. I watched the Digimon Adventure movie. Well, so the Digimon movie? No, Digimon the movie. Is what it was called in America, which was it was three different short films, or no, two short films and a full feature length film in Japan that were like cut and spliced together to make one movie in America, which was the Digimon movie. And despite not having watched Digimon when I was a kid growing up, this movie really caught my attention. I love the animation and art style of the movies, especially the middle part of the movie, which is in Japanese, which is the OVA, Children's War Game or Our War Game, where, the kids get in this online battle against like an internet virus, basically. And just the way the internet is depicted in this movie just really stuck out to me. And the director of this short, Mamoru Hosoda, he is also the director of the movie Summer Wars, which is essentially this chunk of, or this Digimon OVA, but just expanded into a full length movie with his own characters and everything. And it also has that very unique depiction of the internet in it, where it's just like this big white space with just like floating things, and I'm not explaining it well, so I'll put visuals of it on screen. But it always stuck out to me. I loved his depiction of the internet, and I always liked his positive take on what the internet could be. Like, it had things with people having avatars and this big community, and it's also kind of depicted like this in one of the more recent movies, Belle, which I just watched not too long ago because of this connection, and I just really like his depiction of the internet. And so this book, Dot Monster Revolution, was really inspired by like that depiction of the internet and that kind of space and everything. And I was watching, so the author of this book is he has the YouTube channel The Digino, which is like a YouTube channel dedicated to primarily to Digimon news and Digimon content, but he also sometimes covers other 90s anime like Beyblade or Metabots. And I like watching videos of people, talking about their passions and their interests, and this guy is super into Digimon, and I was not necessarily someone who was into Digimon outside of liking that movie. And so I didn't really know much about it. And so sometimes I would watch his videos just because I thought it was really interesting what was out there for Digimon as a franchise, because I didn't really know. And so one of the videos I was watching one day, he mentioned that he had recently written a book inspired by Digimon. And I was like, interesting, because I feel like I don't really see novels. I don't know if I said that in this take or a different take, but just in case. I don't really see novels that were inspired by anime so heavily. I usually see like, manga or comics or cartoons that are inspired by anime, but not really novels. And so I wanted to check it out, and I remember I downloaded the sample of the ebook shortly thereafter, and I read it and like immediately fell in love. And so within a day, within 24 hours, I bought the ebook, and then I read that in like 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days, but I think it was like 2 or 3 days. Any free time I had, I was reading that novel, and it was so good. And as soon as I finished it, I was like, I definitely want to get this for my shelf one day. And so I recently did pick up the physical copy of it. And if you watch my last video talking about how I had to overcome a lot of unhealthy spending habits when it came to collecting, you'll know that moving forward, my collecting is very, if I do physically get something for a shelf or something, then it means I really did like it and genuinely cared about it enough to want to get it. So the fact that I have this already speaks volumes if you know anything about, what I was talking about last video. So the fact that I did get this for my shelf kind of speaks for itself, honestly. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Right away, you can feel how much CJ Van likes Digimon and how much he cares about that type of story, about the bond between a human character and like a digital creature, digital monster who's kind of like that person's partner. I really like series that deal with bonds of partnerships and everything, like, Soul Eater, Konjiki no Gash Bell, Zatch Bell. I really love those types of stories, and so Digimon definitely is that type of story. And so this novel has that in spades with all of its cast of characters. They each have their own respective digital partner. And this story was just a lot of fun. Like, I could visualize so much of what was going on in it because it does remind me so much of our war game or Summer Wars. And I just really, really enjoy it. And there were like little nods to other, 90s properties. Like there's a Power Rangers nod, which I really appreciated because I like Power Rangers a lot too. And I love that he commissioned artists to create, to create the art of these characters so we know like who we're reading about and everything. And it just looks so good, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it other than it's really good. And if you like Digimon or Digimon the movie or Summer Wars or all the above, definitely check this book out. It is, and I love too that like it was self-published. Like I really like that he, created this novel out of his passion, and it's just like it was just so inspiring to see that he created this novel because of how much he loves Digimon. And it was a great story. I can totally respect if it's just like a one and done, like a one-shot novel, but I would love if there was more planned for this story and these characters because it was so much fun to read about. I can read the synopsis. I wasn't really planning on talking too much about I don't want to like spoil anything because in case you haven't read the book, I don't want to like spoil it for you, but I can read the synopsis. You are not your account. In the wake of a historic cyber attack in the late 2020s, a governing body was formed to construct and police the successor to the World Wide Web. On this second internet, known as I2, 98% of users are accompanied by sophisticated partner programs called dot monsters. When a group of teenagers discover a truth about the dot monster origins, they wage war against the makers of the new internet to liberate humans and monsters alike. And here on the back, you can see the main character. I forgot her name because it's been months since I read the book. I want to say, hold on. It is Aki. So the story follows Aki and her dot monster, Dotmon for short. And, along the way she meets other characters and they all, become the main cast of the story. And like I said, it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed reading this, and it was so cool, all the little nods to things here and there. I mean, like Dotmon, and like I said, like the Power Rangers reference, and just I love the way like the year the story takes place is written as like 20XX, which reminded me a lot of like Mega Man Battle Network, because that's how those games portray the year and everything. And so I just really like all the inspirations that came together and wrote this that helped inspire this novel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk a bit about this book, and if you are interested in things like this, then definitely check this book out. It's really cool that I just really love that this is like just an indie self-published, like purely passion project. Like he's a game writer. And he also has a YouTube channel, the Did You Know, like I said. And just, so the fact that he just wrote a novel is like just supremely cool to me. And And yeah, this was amazing. I really liked reading it. And if you're a fan of any of those things I talked about, Digimon the movie, Summer Wars, just Digimon in general, or just 90s like properties like that, Metabots, Beyblade, anything like that, honestly, I think you'll really enjoy this book. And I gotta say, after reading this novel is what got me to actually check out the Digimon Adventure anime for the first time, like beginning of this year. And I mean, that might be a different video, but loved it. Love it. I watched all of Adventure and Adventure Zero Two in like a couple months maybe, and it is one of my favorite series like of all time now. It's like really up there. And it was so much fun, and I have this book to thank for it. Like, I would not have checked out Digimon like that if I hadn't enjoyed this book so thoroughly. But I finished this book and I was like, I need more of this. And then I just was like, well, the source material. So I dove back into Digimon Adventure, and it was so worth it, so rewarding, and so just this was just a great time all around. So, like I said, if you like any of the stuff I just talked about, definitely check out Dot Monster Revolution. Definitely check out Dot Monster Revolution. It is available as an ebook or physically on Amazon, and I believe he also has his own website for it. I'll link everything below where you can get it. I will link his videos where he talks about the novel, because he did make like an announcement video for it. So anything that covers it, I will link below. There's no sponsorship or anything like that. I just genuinely loved this novel, and I want more people on it. So check it out if you're interested, and that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first review. I don't script these things, so it's kind of just off the cuff. So I'm learning more about this whole algorithm thing, and liking the video and commenting on the video gets the video out there more and reaches more people. So, like the video if you like the video, leave comments. I'd love to talk to you guys about this, and whatever the next video ends up being about, I will see you there. Bye!